Willow Creek was a town where stories seemed to linger in the air. Every corner of the town held a secret, a tale waiting to be told. The whispers of the past intertwined with the present, creating a tapestry of memories that enveloped the town. Gentle breezes whispered through the old oak trees, carrying with them the echoes of laughter and the soft murmur of conversations long past. The trees stood as silent guardians, their leaves rustling like pages of an ancient book. Sunlight danced on the cobblestone streets, casting playful shadows that seemed to move with a life of their own. The streets were pathways to countless adventures, each stone holding the weight of countless footsteps. It was a place where time seemed to move a little slower, where the hustle and bustle of the outside world felt like a distant echo. The town's rhythm was a gentle lullaby, soothing and unhurried. The residents knew each other's names and shared their joys and sorrows. They gathered in the town square, exchanging stories and laughter, their bonds growing stronger with each passing day. Willow Creek was a town of familiar faces where everyone was a friend and no one was a stranger. The sense of community was palpable, a comforting presence that wrapped around each resident like a warm blanket. It was a town of comforting routines where the predictability of daily life brought a sense of peace and security. The simple pleasures of everyday moments were cherished and celebrated, and it was the only home Clara had ever known. She grew up with the town's stories, its whispers becoming a part of her own narrative. Willow Creek was not just a place, it was a living, breathing entity that shaped her very being. Clara was a dreamer. She spent her days lost in books. Her imagination soared with tales of faraway lands and daring adventures. But Willow Creek, for all its charm, felt small compared to the vast worlds in her books. Clara yearned for something more, something beyond the whispering trees and the familiar faces. She longed to write her own story, one filled with excitement and wonder. One sunny afternoon, a stranger arrived in Willow Creek. His name was Luca, and he was an artist. He traveled from town to town, capturing the beauty of the world with his paints and brushes. Luca was full of stories about the places he'd been and the people he'd met. He spoke of vibrant cities and sparkling oceans, of towering mountains and vast deserts. His words painted pictures in Clara's mind, igniting her spirit of adventure. Clara and Luca spent their days exploring the woods surrounding Willow Creek. The forest was their sanctuary, a place where their imaginations could run wild and free. Every day brought new discoveries and adventures, from the smallest insects to the tallest trees. Luca taught Clara about the different shades of green in the leaves. He explained how each hue told a story of the tree's life, its struggles and triumphs. Clara listened with fascination, her eyes wide with wonder. He showed her how to capture the play of light and shadow on the forest floor. They would spend hours observing how the sunlight danced through the canopy, creating a magical tapestry of light and dark. As they painted, they shared their dreams and aspirations. The forest became their canvas, and their conversations were filled with hopes and dreams for the future. Clara spoke of her longing to see the world, to travel to distant lands and experience new cultures. She dreamed of adventures that would take her far beyond the boundaries of Willow Creek, to experience the adventures she'd only read about in books. Her eyes sparkled with excitement as she described the places she wanted to visit and the people she hoped to meet. Luca listened intently, encouraging her to follow her heart. He believed in her dreams and knew that with determination and courage, Clara could achieve anything she set her mind to. Their bond grew stronger with each shared dream, and together they felt unstoppable. Clara's parents, however, had different plans for her. They envisioned a future where she would remain close to home, surrounded by the familiar faces and places of Willow Creek. They believed that a life rooted in their small town would offer her the stability and security she needed. They wanted her to stay in Willow Creek, to settle down and start a family. The idea of Clara venturing out into the world filled them with unease. They had seen too many stories of dreams turning into disappointments, and they didn't want that for their daughter. They worried about the dangers of the outside world and urged her to choose a life of security and familiarity. They spoke of the unpredictable nature of life beyond their town's borders, where the unknown could bring both opportunities and challenges. Clara was torn between the whispers of her heart and the expectations of her family. She felt a deep connection to her roots, but there was an undeniable pull towards the adventures that lay beyond. The conflict within her grew stronger each day. She loved her parents dearly, but she couldn't shake the feeling that her dreams lay beyond the borders of Willow Creek. The night sky, with its endless expanse of stars, seemed to call out to her, promising a world of possibilities. One starlit night, Clara made a decision. She realized that while her parents' concerns were valid, she couldn't live her life in fear of the unknown. She had to take a leap of faith and follow the path that her heart was leading her towards. She would follow her heart. With a newfound determination, Clara decided to embrace the unknown. She knew that the journey ahead would be filled with both challenges and triumphs, but she was ready to face them all. She would embrace the unknown and write her own story. With a suitcase in hand and hope in her heart, Clara set out on her journey. She was ready to explore new horizons and create a life that was uniquely her own. And while her journey might take her far away, she knew that the love and support of those who truly cared for her would always be with her. Clara understood that no matter where her path led, the bond with her family would remain unbroken, providing her with strength and comfort along the way.